Hello everybody, PTPOP here with all four lobes of my brain covered in some type of weird type of hat. Today I'm going to talk with you about my Yamaha APX-7. That's Alpha, P for Peter, X for X-ray, and the number 7. This is a wonderful guitar to have. It's kind of a mid-entry level guitar made by Yamaha. This came out in the mid to late 1990s. This is a thin line acoustic electric guitar. And they're neat guitars. They're intended for people who want a more of a performance-based guitar that they can play live. And it's designed to be comfortable for electric guitar players who also want to have an easy transition to playing an acoustic guitar. If you mainly play electric guitar, you'll feel quite at home with the APX when you switch between the two. It's got an active preamp with volume, tone, and bass. And I don't know how well you can see it from here. I'll provide another shot of this. It's got a volume, tone, and bass, and they lock into place as volume, tone, and bass. And you can adjust them, and when you push them down, it locks it into place just in case you bump it. You won't change the setting. It's got a mid-sweep on the front. And you can sweep between the tone and the bass to get a more balanced tone. And it's got a agathis or agathis back and sides, which I had never heard of. I thought it was just a microfiber. You know, it's got a microfiber synthetic backing, kind of like the Ovation, but the microfiber covers agathis wood, which is on the inside. And it's got a kind of a, I don't know, the guy that sold it to me said it's kind of like an Ovation, but not really. He's right, I don't know what the Ovation backs are made from, but this is some type of plastic microfiber shell over agathis wood. And it's got a rosewood bridge, a plastic nut. I don't believe that's bone or ivory or anything like that. It's plastic. An undersaddle piezo. African mahogany neck with pearl inlays. It's got 3% gold tuners. Now I don't know who made these tuners. It says Yamaha. Yamaha stamped in the back. I don't think they're the best tuners in the world. They're definitely not like 18-to-1 ratios, because you can turn these and they pretty much move the minute you turn them and go all the way around. So I think they're pretty low ratio. I'm not certain what they are. So it's got a pretty good sound acoustically if you just want to play it unplugged. But you know, I'll give you an example. And as you can tell, this guitar is already out of tune. But it doesn't stay in tune really good after about 1 or 2 songs. It doesn't stay in tune really well, you know what I mean? Especially when it's cold in this room. But that's okay. I mean, if this is a good guitar, if you're sitting around with friends and you want to go over some songs you've written or a cover tune that they like to hear, it won't be overpowering. It won't bug the neighbors next door. It doesn't have a real big bass. It's kind of very dull and mid-rangey sounding to me. That's how it sounds to my ear. Now I've got this plugged into my Fender Deluxe amplifier. So I'm going to play this through the amp, see what you think of that. And it sounds good through the amp. I think it's really more designed to be played through an amplifier. turned it over about 3/4 of the way. Turn up the bass a little bit. I'll do my mid-sweep. See it? Here's the tone of the far end of the mid-sweep. Here's the bassier end. I like to keep it right about there. Has an okay sound. I mean, I usually play it right through my PA. I usually plug this into my board and then play it through my PA system, not through an amp. One thing, I've had a couple of problems with this guitar is the battery pack. Most guitars today have the battery pack back here, where you can just open a door and pop it out and change the battery. The battery pack is in here, under the bass E string, in a little compartment, and you've got to pull it out. First you got to loosen all the strings, either taking them completely off, like loosen them all the way down, pop them all out, pull out the strings, pull out the thing, pull out the battery, put the new battery in, put the strings back on. It's a real pain in the ass. And after the first like 5 years of doing that, the wires in here that connect the battery pack to the preamp frayed, and they ripped out, and I had to have it replaced. And the technician that replaced it put these like 2-inch, the wires of mine are too long now, so they're always shown here. They get tangled up. But otherwise, it's been a strong, stable guitar. I use it mostly, I put it into like an open G or an open D tuning. I do a lot of slide guitar work with it when I do a lot of blues. But it's a strong, stable guitar. I've had it for a while. It was my first decent guitar. The sales rep that sold it to me under the premise that it was kind of like an Ovation with a synthetic microfiber back and sides, and plus I liked it because it was blue, which is a good reason to buy a guitar. You know, and he's like, look, man, they got gold tuners on it, man. Isn't that sweet gold-plated tuners that makes it even that much more valuable? You know, he tried to tickle my nipples with that, and it worked. You know. But I bought the guitar. I think I bought it for like $600, which I think was overpriced. I bought it at a place here in Cleveland. It's out of business now for obvious reasons. If you watch some country music stars, country music videos, a lot of these guys, especially ones that aren't really like guitar aficionados, the ones that are just up there playing chords, like, maybe I'll take basement town. You know, you'll see they're playing the Yamaha APX-7. Maybe you won't be. Also, the action on this guitar, I've had the neck adjusted over the years. I've had it refretted a couple, like one time, and the action has never been particularly good. It rips the bejesus out of my fingers. It's almost like an electric in some ways, but because the neck is really thin this way, it feels real skinny to me. So it feels like it's more of a lead guitar, acoustic guitar to me. But it's a good guitar, a good intermediate guitar if you want to get something above your $200 Yamaha that you got. You want to get something a little bit fancier with a little bit better tuners and onboard electronics system and preamp. It's a good guitar to get. It was my main guitar until about 1998. So I had it for about 3 to 4, 5 years, something like that, before I got a new guitar. But I still use it. So there you have it, the Yamaha APX-7. Get yours now while they last. I don't know if they still make them. I think they reissued them with wood back and sides. Not the microfiber, I think, is gone. And I believe they're made in Taiwan. I don't know where they make these things anymore, if they still make them at all. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. If you have other ideas of things you'd like to see here, let me know. Thanks. Auf Wiedersehen. Herr Wojcicki.